So, if you are one of the millions of people who rely on federal benefits, we're talking Social Security, SSI, Veterans Affairs, or railroad retirement, you're no longer living in the era of the paper check. That era is definitively over. I mean, this is a massive federally mandated shift. It's all being driven by the U.S. Department of the Treasury. And the whole goal is what? Efficiency? Efficiency and security, yes. They're requiring that virtually all federal payments have to be electronic now. And the scale of this change is just immense. I mean, we're talking about the complete elimination of physical paper for the vast majority of people who are still getting them.
Absolutely. The 2025 data shows the SSA alone phased out something like over 520,000 physical checks. It's huge.
Wow.
So for anyone who's still receiving that paper check today, they must make a decision. They have to switch.
Right.
And that's really the mission for this deep dive today, to guide you through two main official electronic options that the Treasury mandates. That's either direct deposit into a traditional account or the government's prepaid card, Direct Express.
But we aren't just going to stop at the official descriptions you'd find on a government website. We really need to go past the rules and, look at the lived reality of this.
Yeah.
What do these options actually feel like when you need help, when you need customer support, and where does the whole system break down?
Let's start with the basic policy, the foundation of all this. Electronic payment is now the default. It's the required method for all new benefit applicants.
And for people who've been on the books for years, still holding on to that paper check.
You're required to transition. It's no longer optional.
But there has to be some acknowledgement that, digital finance just isn't an option for everyone. What if a listener has a true hardship, say, a physical or mental limitation that just prevents them from managing an account online?
The Treasury does recognize those realities, but the waivers they grant to keep getting a paper check are exceptionally rare.
So it's a high bar.
A very high bar, and it's extremely tightly controlled. Our sources outlined really only 3 narrow categories where they might even consider an exception.
Okay, let's unpack those 3. What's the clearest path to getting a waiver?
Age, surprisingly. A waiver may be granted to beneficiaries who are age 90 or older, but there's a catch. They only qualify if they were already receiving paper checks way back in 2013. It's a very specific grandfather clause.
So just being elderly isn't enough. You had to have been getting benefits by a fixed date over a decade ago? What about the capacity to manage the account itself?
That's the second category. So individuals with a medically documented mental impairment that genuinely prevents them from safely managing any kind of digital account.
And the third?
The third is purely geographic. So people living in genuinely remote areas that simply lack the electronic infrastructure. Think extremely rural places without reliable internet or, any access to financial services.
And I'm guessing you can't just send a letter or fill out a form online for these.
No. You have to actively engage with the Treasury to prove that your situation fits one of those very narrow boxes.
So where do people go to even start that conversation?
You have to call the U.S. Treasury Electronic Payment Solutions Center directly. They're the gatekeepers. The numbers you'll need are 1-877-874-6347, or the other one is 1-855-290-1545. The whole discussion really hinges on whether you can successfully request and then qualify for that official waiver form.
Okay, so for the vast majority who have to go digital and don't have a traditional bank account, the government created option A, the Direct Express card. This is the Treasury-sponsored prepaid debit card. And looking at the benefits on paper, it seems to solve some major problems for the unbanked.
It absolutely does. It gets rid of the need for those time-consuming and often expensive cash money orders just to pay your bills. There's no credit check, no minimum balance requirement, and it carries the gold standard of security.
FDIC insured.
Exactly. FDIC insured right up to the maximum legal limit.
It also provides modern security that, a paper check or just carrying cash can't match. It has the EMV chip technology and the federal regulation E protections against unauthorized use.
And critically, the technology is actually being used. The DX mobile app, which launched almost a decade ago, is used by a staggering 90% of cardholders every single month.
Wow, 90%.
Yeah, that shows it's meeting a huge need for accessibility.
That adoption rate really tells a story. What are the self-service features that are driving that?
It's all about convenience. Users can check their balances, they can confirm pending deposits, find nearby ATMs or cashback locations all right on their phone. My favorite safety feature, though, especially for a card that holds someone's entire income, is the card lock and lock function.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
If you misplace your card, you can just instantly turn off all purchases and ATM access until you find it again. It gives you some control.
And beyond just the transactions, the program also tries to address digital literacy, which is obviously a big hurdle for this population.
Yes, through the Direct Express Financial Education Center, they call it DFEC, which was established in 2021. They provide these short, impactful micro-learning modules in English and Spanish.
On what sorts of topics?
The fundamentals for financial security: budgeting, privacy, understanding your card account, and most importantly, elder financial fraud prevention. They try to give you the tool and the manual to use it safely.
So on one hand, we have this powerful government-backed tool designed for financial inclusion and safety. But let's pivot now to the lived experience, because this is where the core conflict of this whole mandate really emerges. What is the customer feedback telling us about the actual stability of this system?
Well, the official benefits are really contrasted by some deep user frustration. When you look at widespread customer feedback, the overwhelming sentiment is to use Direct Express, and I'm quoting here, with extreme caution.
That's not a great endorsement.
Not at all. And the common thread of failure is operational support,
Meaning what?
meaning poor customer service. Reports frequently cite hours-long hold times, representatives who are rude and clearly just reading from the script, and a major difficulty reaching business support, especially when complex issues come up. Even more alarming, users report unexpected card cancellations and just a bureaucratic nightmare when they're trying to get unauthorized charges reimbursed. Sometimes the dispute forms they need to fill out actually arrive too late to meet the required deadlines.
It sounds like the system works perfectly until the moment it doesn't. And when a vulnerable person needs that support most, when money is missing or their card is just suddenly canceled, that safety net completely disappears because of bad customer service.
That is precisely why we need to move to option B, traditional direct deposit, putting the money into a bank or a credit union account. This option uses the secure ACH network. That's the standard system that moves pretty much all money electronically between financial institutions in the U.S.
Okay, so we looked at a major bank that handles a lot of SSA deposits, BMO Bank, as a kind of case study. What does the BMO example tell us about the state of traditional banking support?
Well, BMO is a legitimate FDIC-insured national bank. They fully participate in the ACH network, and they absolutely can receive SSA payments. They project this image of stability with over 1,000 branches across the U.S., a big hub in Chicago. They seem like a solid, accessible choice.
Yeah, well, much like Direct Express, when you look beneath the marketing, that stability often doesn't extend to the customer experience, does it?
Correct. BM has faced significant negative feedback that directly impacts federal benefit recipients. We see some of the same issues: long hold times, inconsistent information from, offshore call centers. But the real alarm bells ring when recipients report unexpected account holds on things like settlement checks and, crucially, account closures without any clear, reliable explanation.
I saw one particularly disturbing story where an SSA recipient, their account was unexpectedly closed because of some internal security concern, and they were promised digital assistance to reopen a new one.
Right.
When that failed, they were reportedly forced to drive 3 hours just to visit a branch that was capable of handling the replacement paperwork.
And that story perfectly encapsulates the support gap. When systems are designed for digital efficiency, the failure of basic human support can inflict severe hardship, especially on a population that might not have reliable transportation or, digital fluency. So if the stability of a major player like BMO is inconsistent, you have to choose your financial partner very, very carefully.
So if reliability and high-quality customer service are the listeners' highest priorities, and they really should be, what are the most consistently well-regarded alternatives?
Based on customer feedback, specifically from federal benefit recipients, credit unions consistently rise to the top. First on the list is Alliant Credit Union.
Okay.
They are NCUA insured and highly rated specifically for disability-friendly banking. They offer basic checking with no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and a major plus, early direct deposit. And if you need it, their routing number is 271-081528.
And credit unions are often preferred because they're membership-focused, not profit-driven, which usually translates to better support.
Exactly. The second outstanding option is Navy Federal Credit Union, assuming, of course, that the recipient is eligible. Membership there is available to members of the armed forces, DoD employees, veterans, and their immediate families.
In a traditional bank,
The third consistent recommendation for a traditional bank is Chase Bank. It's often cited for having solid support for customers who are receiving disability benefits.
Now, once those federal benefits funds actually hit an account, are they immediately vulnerable to creditors? What kind of legal protections are there to shield them?
This is a critical point of knowledge for everyone. Federal law provides very specific shield. It's often called the 2-month garnishment.
Okay.
Regulations like 31 CFR Part 210 and 212 legally require financial institutions to protect funds from SSA, SSI, or VA benefits from garnishment if they were deposited within the last 2 months. This isn't automatic for all the money in your account, but it is for federal benefits.
That 2-month shield is a fundamental safety net. What about if a bank tries an unfair account closure?
Federal regulations provide protection there too. Banks have to give you 30 days of advance notice before they close an account, unless the closure is related to confirmed fraud.
And if they don't?
If you feel you've been treated unfairly, or if the bank violates these notification rules, you should immediately submit a complaint through the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB.
So whether you choose direct deposit with a top-rated credit union or the government's Direct Express card, enrollment is mandatory. The transition usually takes between 30 and 60 days. What are the most efficient ways to get that process started?
There are 3 main routes. The simplest for those who are comfortable online is just going to godirect.gov. Second, you can call the relevant federal agency. The SSA number is 1-800-772-1212.
And the third way, which agencies often seem to prefer because it minimizes errors, is just letting your new financial partner do the work for you.
Right. Your new bank or credit union can typically initiate enrollment using the ACH-ENR or automated enrollment system. But if you do go in person to an SSA office, you have to bring your state or federal ID, the new account and routing numbers, and some proof of account ownership, like the paperwork from the new account. And remember, the benefit recipient has to be there unless they have an authorized representative paid.
Given this, forced migration into digital finance, especially for people who might be brand new to online transactions, security becomes paramount. We know new electronic recipients are heavily targeted by scammers. How do we keep the listener safe?
We have to focus on context-specific scam prevention, not just general internet safety. So, rule number 1. The SSA will never ask you for personal or account information over email. Official electronic communication will always come from a .gov domain.
And what if you get one of those terrifying calls or texts saying your benefits are suspended?
Never click embedded links. Never trust unexpected calls. If you get an alert, just ignore the contact information they provide. Instead, log directly into your My Social Security account or call the SSA directly at their official number 1-800-772-1213 to verify what's going on. Never call a number that was left in a suspicious voicemail.
And the SSA is now pushing strong authentication methods pretty heavily for online accounts, which is so crucial for safety.
Yes. Everyone should enable 2-factor authentication, or 2FA, for their My Social Security account, and this is vital. SSA employees will never ask you to read back your 2FA authentication code. If anyone asks for that code over the phone, it is a scammer. Guaranteed.
For those who are really struggling with this rapid digital transition, the government mandate doesn't help much unless there's a safety net of education. What resources are out there to bridge that digital gap?
We found several excellent resources. Senior Planet from AARP offers these really practical courses like Ready, Set, Bank, designed specifically to teach older adults safe online banking practices.
What about basic access? Not everyone has a reliable computer or internet service to begin with.
That's where nonprofits like Everyone On and PCs for People step in. They connect low-income individuals to affordable internet service, low-cost computers, and critical digital literacy. The goal is to make sure that the digitally uncomfortable aren't mandated in places they can't actually complete.
And there's also the government-supported Money Smart for Older Adults curriculum, which is often used locally for targeted fraud prevention. These tools are really designed to provide confidence and protection as you navigate this new system. So what does this all mean for you, the federal benefit recipient? The government has mandated this digital transition for, efficiency and fraud reduction. But that efficiency comes at a cost. It effectively places the burden of security, of dispute resolution, and managing unreliable customer service squarely onto your shoulders.
That's the key decision point right there. If your main focus is keeping fees near zero and you're prepared to tolerate the risk of abysmal support when problems come up, meaning you're willing to spend hours documenting and fighting disputes, then maybe Direct Express is your choice. But if reliability, guaranteed access, and professional support are paramount, you must proactively choose a highly rated credit union like Alliant.
And always, always remember the golden rule when you're switching banks. Keep the old account open until that first new electronic deposit is 100% verified and in your new account. The government is promoting this shift as a means to achieve financial capability for all, yet the operational failures and support from the government's own card provider to major banks are just stark. What does financial capability truly mean if the education is provided, but the operational support you need to recover from routine failures is severely lacking? We've outlined the steps for recovery, documenting everything, calling the CFPB, but the fundamental need for these complex backup plans raises a very serious question about the integrity of the whole ecosystem designed for our most vulnerable citizens.